Alright folks, how's it going? I almost think that this time of year there's almost like a real pungent, sort of overbearing smell of fruit. Now, it's either the aroma of almost fermenting wine, or just the fact that the berries and everything else are either, they're obviously all coming into season now, all the elderberries, blackberries and such like. And I noticed it when I was out on my training session last night. I was out on a run, and I certainly noticed it was almost overbearing, this fragrant of fruits, and I actually thought it was pretty jank. And it's probably the first time in my life I've ever noticed it. And here I am at 21 years old, and yeah, I found it quite overbearing. And I noticed it just coming through there as well with the elderberries. You got that lovely smell of elderberries, but it's also overbearing as well. Well, it's lovely. Anyway, I'm going to negotiate this little bit of steep ground, because like most men, we can't multitask. So walking and breathing out my arsehole at the same time is obviously something that's multitasking, I would have thought. So catch up with you in a bit. There's almost something like when you come into a woodland, like pine woodland, and like this one for example, it always reminds me of Scotland. It always takes me back to my days when I was in the military, and I was doing a 6-day orienteering event, and it's that smell, that fragrance you get off the pine, especially sort of like when you're coming into late summer, and you know, you're getting the damp evenings and the damp mornings and stuff like that. Yeah, it does remind me of that very much. Now this is the small alt lead bladder, whatever you want to call it, but what I don't get is why is the carrying handle at the top, or what I would say at the top or the bottom, whichever way around. Why didn't they put one on there so you can hang it from your tree or whatever? Why did they do it like that? Is there a reason for that? Anyone know? So while I'm waiting for my water to heat up, how's it going folks? I know I ain't been on much lately. Obviously sort of show season, innit? So I've been at the gathering, went to the Bushcraft show. It's alright folks, how's it going? So I've come out today, overnight, meeting up with Wilderness Nomad and John Martindale, you know, the old boy that normally camps with me, swears a lot, you know what I mean, the Yorkshireman. You don't like that. Anyway, so I'm out for an overnighter. Haven't got anything planned as such. Yeah, you know, might do a few little bushcrafty bits, as it were. Might do a bit of foraging. Got a bit of steak for dinner tonight that'll cook over the... Now at the gathering, one of my mates, Tony, was there, and he had his son Josh, and introduced us to his own YouTube channel. He did have some videos up there, but I've just checked and it looks like all the videos are gone. But I'm going to give his channel a shout out anyway, and it's Josh's Bushcraft. That's JOSH-S Bushcraft. Okay, I'll stick a link in the description. Okay, he's only a young lad. Just go over and give him a follow, even if you don't learn nothing from him. Just, it's great, isn't it? You know, we're supposed to be promoting young kids and everything else, getting them into the outdoors, educating them and all the rest of it. So nothing better than to just go over and follow his channel. Even though he's got no videos up there at the moment, I'm sure he's going to put some new ones up there in time. And just go over and give the little boy a follow. Yeah. So I've got my tarp set up, got a mozzie net. The bag I'm using at the moment is a bag, it's an old sleeping bag, the zip's buggered on it. I'm thinking about turning it into some sort of little quilt. I'm going to speak to my tailoress friend and get her to sort of mock me up something. I've got the Helikon Tex one, but that's ever so just a tad slightly heavier. And with the temperatures dropping at night now, obviously I want to have a warmer night's sleep. So it's still light enough, but obviously still just a little bit more for those slightly chillier nights. Now I've got that little bag over there at the back. That's one of Dave Fry's bags, and basically what I do in there is I put all the other bags that hold all my tarp, the mozzie net, the slit, everything that goes into those bags is all put into there. And then obviously when I leave tomorrow, or at the end of a duration stay, then obviously I can just pack it all up into the bags. I haven't lost anything and it's all together. So look folks, there's all my bags. Yeah, for you that are familiar with it, they're all from Dave Fry's. Okay, and it kind of what makes this setup so good for something like a a Steuben rucksack. That's obviously you're a bit tight, obviously you're limited on space, but to utilise that space you can take advantage of all these tight pouches because of the way they're shaped and everything else, and they go in there absolutely perfect. So I've got my sleeping system, my tarp, everything, water, all goes inside here. Okay, inside the Steuben. Admittedly, all right, the tarp's set up now, but you kind of get the picture. I've got my rations. Okay, I know we're going for just an overnighter, but they certainly last me longer. And obviously just my water bottle. I have bought I have actually bought the little Satchel by Helikon Tex, but that's kind of got my beers in there. It's got a sausage roll and my steak. Yeah, I could easily put them in there. The beers not so much, but the beers obviously go in there. They're going to be, I'm going to drink them later, and then obviously I'll be just carrying this bag home sort of empty really. All right, so you know, otherwise if I left just, you know, if I just took the sausage roll, if I left the beers at home, I've still got enough space there to you know, without having to worry about, you know, utilising the space for the rucksack. All right, oh yeah, not also forgetting my gloves as well. All right, but everything in there, you know, is utilise the space with Davy Fry's pouches. So still using it. Alright, a few folks that were wondering, I've actually got a couple of little dinks in the blade there. When I was at the Bushcraft show, I was kind of battening up some wood, and I've taken some ever so slight dinks out of there, but I can strop them out. It still hasn't sort of, you know, it hasn't affected the blow of the knife at all. I'll just strop them out over time, and you know, there it is. Well, let's go and get the fire going. Keep some of these flies and mosquitoes away. Whew. A little bit over ambitious there. Twigs, I think. Kind of take it for granted really where it's been so dry. But we'll see. Actually. Been a little bit over ambitious there, I think. Oh well, no worries. Break out the big guns. Good old state detective. Does all the sauces and the jerks and all that. Again, I'll put a link in the description. This is probably my favourite one. Explosive pineapple barbecue. It won't blow your head off or anything, but it's absolutely really nice. I really do like this one because you've got that hint of pineapple as well as the beef. Really nice. I actually keep a couple of packets of it in my ration pack with all my soups and everything else, and I've got another packet in there as well. Totally recommend it all day long. I love it. Really do enjoy it. I'm going to knock up a gentle persuader, or mallet, hammer, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to use a bit of ash. Start cutting it all the way around. I'm just going to sort of tidy up the handle a bit so I don't get those shards in my hand, or anyone else for that matter, if when the lads come up later, if they need to use a gentle persuader. know I'm pulling the knife towards me, but you know, got a great big block of wood there. Stop it. If you ain't that comfortable, then obviously just turn it around the other way and do it. And there you go. It's not a work of art, it's a work of practicality. What I'm going to do now, just to finish off, I'm going to put a bevel around the top there and a bevel around the bottom, because obviously it's going to take a pounding and that will reduce the splitting in it. Just put a little bevel on the end there, as I say, and one at the bottom. So that'll do for the top, and then do one for the bottom. This is a splitting wedge that I made some time ago out of ash. So there we go. Right, if you haven't done already, rough timber, Tim, has the guy that was sort of like come out with his small invention for the tri-pie, for the for those larvus, those Polish larvus and all the rest of it. Another idea that he's doing is another project that he's making these grills, trays, whatever you want to call them. They come in a variation of sizes. I think he's got about 5 or 6 different sizes, all going different cooking pots. And for mine, I've got one to go inside my my box. And what I plan to do is obviously stick that in there like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to have for my lunch is a sausage roll. So the sausage roll is going to go on there. Might need to just trim it down ever so slightly, and then I'm going to cook that over the fire on the or above the embers. It's a nice little thing now. I think it's got a nice little idea, made out of, I believe it's like aluminium. It's light as, well, it's as light as aluminium can be light. You know, and as I say, he does them in a variety of different sizes. I went for this one in particular to go inside my bot, and there it is, folks. So having a sausage roll for lunch. Hey, so just added a bit more wood to the fire. I'll let that turn to embers, put the throwdown grill on, and then stick the bot on top, and a nice sausage roll on it, a nice gangster sausage roll. So I started to char some punk wood, took it off the fire, went to check it, and it was already burning away. So I've had to obviously take that off the fire, turn that upside down and suffocate it and allow it to cool down. It's still a little bit warm, but I'm just suffocating it with oxygen. And I'd say it was working. Yeah, that punk wood was definitely working. It was just burning away without me even realising. So yeah, let that cool down, and then I should have some bit of punk wood. If it ain't all burnt away, that is. So we've got the little grill in there now, sausage rolls in, and got it cooking over the embers. Right, so while the old sausage roll's cooking, yep, that's nice and cold now, which is a good sign. Let's have a look. Nice chunks of punk wood there, charred. Sweet! Let's give a little bit go, shall we? Be rude not to. Fell rod on it. Oh, totally bloody missed. Great now, do, don't you? Last one. Slight quandary, really. Knocked up all that punk wood. I've got nowhere to put it. Somewhere to put it all. I don't know if I've got a little mesh bag in there. I'll have to have a gander. Well, I kind of got my emergency scarf, so for the time being, I can drop all the, or place the big chunks in there. Last thing I want is for all these bits to break up and the last bit can go on fire. And I'll wrap it up in there. As old Dave Canterbury says, man oh man. There we go. I'm going to put it on there for a bit longer. lid. Well, that is certainly cooking. I can smell that sausage roll meat a mile off. Oops. Keep it sort of central. That's the only thing with it really, because it rolls. Obviously you're using something a bit more right. Well, it is kind of beer o'clock, isn't it? I can at least have one now, can't I? Oh, cheers. Anyone else tried this Madry? A couple of my alcoholic mates, Matt Tiny and old Dave Fries, when he used to drink, he's on the non-alcoholic stuff now at the moment. They were sort of lager drinkers. I'm more of an ale drinker, or Guinness. Guinness is probably my favourite, and I haven't sort of drunk lager for a long time, but as it goes, them two have kind of got me back into lager again. Ironic really, because Dave stopped drinking as such. And been trying this Madry, Estella, and what's the other one that's pretty common now, the Moretti. Oh god, I love them. I think this is probably sort of jumping the ladder at the moment as being one of my favourites. Really do like this. Wouldn't drink it all the time because it's lager, but certainly ain't poison. Oh, so nice. Oh, cheers. Well, alright, that's done. Certainly works well. Let's go over and have a look. If you're after something like this from Rough Timber, go and have a look. I'll put a link in the description. Spot at lunch. So that certainly worked a treat. Okay, so again, check out the description at the bottom. I'll put a link to his Etsy store, Rough Timber, Tim, and as I say, he does them in loads of different sizes. The one I particularly got, as I say, was for my box. Probably go in one. It might even go. I haven't got it here, but it might go in one of me. It might go in me other titanium pot as well. But yeah, nice bit of kit. That probably, you know, put pizzas on it. Maybe even do bread if you've got one that's big enough to go in some sort of billy can. But I mean, for me, doing a sausage roll in it, and I've seen some smaller little pizzas as well. Even if I make my own, put them in now, stick them over the fire, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Yeah. Right, so you've got the simple toggle, right? You've got a simple toggle, stick inside the neck of a bottle, stick it over the fire, boil whatever you're doing, or your mug, or whatever it is, on a bell arm or whatever. But I was mucking around in my shed a little while back, and maybe I've overcomplicated it, who knows. But if you're not aware of these toggles, obviously they need to be set off centre, so that when you put them into the bottle, you need to be able to tip them to be able to lift them out, because if you drill the hole out in the middle, you're going to struggle getting the toggle out of the bottleneck or whatever it is you're using. Right, so I come up with it for being, you know what I mean. But literally I was mucking around in the shed, and what I did was I cut a little sort of beak notch in there. I didn't really cut it in as you traditionally know. I used a saw, okay, and then obviously I've got two holes there now that I can run my length of paracord through. So I can either have it in the middle or I can have it set off to one side, and literally I've just tied 2 overhand knots, one either end, to act as a stopper knot for them to come out. Now, as I'm using this bot at the moment, this is quite alright actually. By mistake, I can get it in there snug enough. It's about to put some water in, suspend it over a tripod and cook it over the fire. And then obviously if I want to use it for, you know, as I say, putting it in a bottle and such like, there you go. So don't know if I've overcomplicated the system. You know, I literally just thought about it when I was in the shed a little while back, and as I say, by mistake, it fits inside my bot. Again, great for sticking over the fire. So I've got some water in there now. Got a little tripod set up. What I'll do is I'll just tie that on and see if it works. Boil up some water. Probably not the most practical. I was hoping that was just going to bounce out. Maybe it's not a good idea after all. Hey ho. I'll still keep it for the toggle. Maybe not just use it in that option inside the bot. What I'll do is I'll keep it all wrapped up, and then I'll keep it in here with my bellows and stuff like that. Sorted. Oh, that water's boiled now. I'll have a brew. apologies for not showing you the process, but I haven't actually got a lot of film storage left on my camera. I've only bought one memory card out of me, and I'm still waiting for the lads to come out. So with that in mind, I made one of those sort of pot hangers that you break down. If you haven't seen them already, you know, it's basically two halves that jut up against each other, and then you basically put a piece of wood, in this case it's a bit of pine, to sort of hold it together. And then the idea is that you would then break that down, or you can use it obviously to use, you know, put your pot over the fire, and then you can then break it down and put them bits away in your kit, or just throw that away and get another one while you're out. Yeah, apologies for not showing you that one, folks. What I'm having a play around with now is a bit of blackberry cordage. I remember having a play around with this years ago, and I'm sure the bark was a little bit browner. I'm going to say it was around August time. I'm sure it was around August time when I tried it before. I've just tried to take out the pith like you do on stinging nettles, but I didn't really appear to have a lot of success. I mean, it binds up quite well, but all part of the learning process, I suppose. So I'm just giving it a go, see what it's like. It's quite pliable, even with the pith in the middle, but you know, if anyone's out there that's a bit more you know, I've had a bit more experience with blackberry blackberry cordage, then please let me know in the comment section down below. There we go. It's my first bit of blackberry stems. I mean, that's with nothing, you know, that's with nothing with the pith taken out or anything. I think that's Chris, and that's just turned up now. Look, he has to just sort of barge in on the video, doesn't he? Oh, there's two of them. Look, they're both up here. You got a Yorkshire bloke, and you got Santa.
That's right, my little elf.
Right.
How you doing?
All right.
Had a good day.
Right. Yeah. That's the I can't swear, can I? But that's the silence broken. See you in a little while, folks.
There, mate.
We're all up now. Barney's just turned up on his new wheels. What is it, a Brampton? Brampton, isn't it? Brompton bike. This is his new adventure bike. Alright folks, thanks for watching. Great to catch up with John, the Yorkshire bloke, and Chris, and then Barney coming up for a quick. He got diverted with his new bike, which I'm kind of liking actually, dare I say it, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's overlanding weapons, so who knows, you might see some future trips saying us all out on Brompton bikes or something.
Imagine that. Last of summer wine.
Be like last of summer wine, wouldn't it?
Like Mario Kart.
Yeah. So there it is, folks. Please check the description out for all the shout outs and that I did, and see you on the next one. Laters.